Jumia was a dark, slim 8-year-old girl from the old Gongol estate. After losing both of her parents, she went to live with her aunt, Mrs. Bello, a 32-year-old woman, and her husband, Mr. Bello, who was 54. Life in the Bello household was harsh for Jumia. She was mistreated and often forced to hawk milk in dangerous neighborhoods, even late at night. Despite the obvious risks, her aunt never seemed to care. Neighbors, like Alhaji Garuba, had complained several times about the child's suffering, but their pleas fell on deaf ears. At the age of 12, tragedy nearly struck. One evening, while returning home late from hawking, a taxi driver tried to take advantage of her. Terrified and helpless, Jumia cried for help. By a twist of fate, a kind woman named Regina happened to pass by. She heard the commotion and intervened, rescuing the frightened girl from the attacker. Regina took Jumia home, offered her food and safety, and gently asked what had happened. With tears streaming down her face, Jumia told her everything: the loss of her parents, the cruelty of her aunt, and the long, dangerous nights she had endured selling milk just to survive. Regina listened in silence as Jumia spoke, her small voice trembling with pain. When the girl finished, Regina's heart broke. She couldn't believe how such a young child had suffered so much. That night, Regina gave Jumia a warm bath and clean clothes. For the first time in years, Jumia slept on a soft bed, without fear, without shouting, without hunger. She clung to Regina's arm as she drifted to sleep, whispering softly, "Auntie, please don't send me back." The next morning, Regina made a decision. She went straight to the social welfare office in town to report Jumia's case. The officers promised to investigate and ensure the girl's safety. Days later, they visited the Bellos. Mrs. Bello shouted and accused Jumia of lying, but neighbors like Alhaji Garuba stood up for the child, confirming everything they had seen: the beatings, the late-night hawking, and the neglect. Regina was granted temporary custody of Jumia. From that day, Jumia's life began to change. She enrolled in school for the first time in years. Though shy at first, she quickly proved to be bright and hardworking. She loved reading and drawing, and her teachers praised her curiosity. Regina treated her like a daughter, guiding her, encouraging her, and reminding her every day that she was special and loved. One evening, as they sat together watching the sunset from their small balcony, Jumia asked quietly, "Auntie Regina, do you think my parents can see me from heaven?" Regina smiled gently. "Yes, my dear. And I believe they're proud of you, for being brave, for surviving, and for never giving up." Tears welled up in Jumia's eyes, but this time they were tears of hope. She finally believed that life could be kind again. For the first time in her young life, Jumia finally felt seen and safe. Years passed, and Jumia blossomed under Regina's care. The timid girl who once hawked milk in dangerous streets had become a confident, determined young woman. By the time she turned 18, Jumia had finished secondary school with excellent grades. Regina, proud and emotional, stood by her side during the graduation ceremony, whispering, "You see, my child, light always finds its way out of the darkness." Jumia smiled. She had dreams, not of riches or fame, but of making sure no child ever suffered as she once did. She went on to study social work and child welfare at the university, supported by a scholarship she earned through her academic excellence. While others went home during holidays, Jumia volunteered at local shelters, teaching street children how to read and sharing her story to inspire them. Her compassion drew people in. She spoke with the wisdom of someone far older, a survivor who had turned pain into purpose. At 23, Jumia founded a small organization called Hope in Her Eyes, dedicated to rescuing and rehabilitating abused and neglected children across northern Nigeria. Her story spread, from local radio to newspapers and television. People were amazed at how a girl once forgotten by everyone had become a voice for the voiceless. One day, during a community outreach program, Jumia met Alhaji Garuba, the old neighbor who had once tried to help her. His beard was now gray, but his eyes still kind. He smiled warmly as he said, "I told them long ago that you deserved better, my child. Look at you now, you are proof that goodness can rise from pain." Jumia hugged him tightly. In that moment, she realized that her past no longer held her captive. It had shaped her into a woman of strength, empathy, and purpose. That night, she sat by her window and wrote in her journal, "I was once a girl without hope, but hope found me through a kind heart. If I can be that light for even one child, then my journey was worth it." And with that, Jumia smiled, knowing that her story, once filled with suffering, had become a story of redemption, courage, and love.